Alright, Sidestep Adventure Crew here. We just found what we were told was an old stables here in Columbus, and we're about to go check it out. Let's go.
I've always loved places like this. An old abandoned building in the woods, decaying with the plaster falling off the brick walls. It makes me want to shoot a post-apocalyptic movie. Or, you know, a sidestep. Just about everywhere you look, nature has taken over. And it's beautiful. Clearly we are not the first ones here, as you can see by the graffiti on the walls.
Brick floor being grown up through by plants, and we have graffiti on the walls.
Yeah, I just said that. Robert shoots static footage while I move around and explore. You don't see David because he was unfortunately out of town. Fortunately for him because he was down on the coast riding on boats. But we will see him in the next upcoming episode.
If you look out here, there's more building. I don't know how well you can see.
This is freaking cool. And look, it's bigger than it looks like it is on the outside.
Yeah, this place was huge, and the best was yet to come.
This is neat. I could shoot some kind of scenes in here.
I could also do some sit-ups. It's just a closet, Brian. It's just a closet.
Wow, check this big tree out, going right in the middle of this.
I think this was always the outside.
Okay, yeah, you're right. This is, that's another building. I thought these two buildings were connected.
But look at that, it goes way over there, and it's up in here. What's in here? We came through that door, but here's another door to just a room with a window.
Well, stay like that.
The photographic opportunities were seemingly endless.
While Robert's working on static shots, Cody and I are seeing what there is to see. Plenty of spider webs out here. So you can see that's where we came from. And there's this open space in the middle. And there's this big building over here. I heard the same thing that Robert did, that it used to be old stables. So, let's see.
Since the time of this shoot, we've tried to find a little more information on the place, but details seem few and far between. The best we can make out is that this was once a stable. This place seems to be frequented by urban artists.
I'm looking in the window here, and there's a lot of caved in stuff around. The whole thing's caved in, but it's pretty neat. Looks like somebody was sleeping down here. Check it out. A pallet with a mat and a pillow. Maybe they were sleeping.
Think it's safe to go in?
Well, carefully. Look at this. Look at all the ivy on it. It's actually one thing that I've always said about these old abandoned places, and it's the reason we shoot them, for the historical sake, of course, but also for the artistic sake, because something that humans built that has been left behind and fallen into a state of disrepair becomes art. And then when you add nature into the mix, well, you have things like this wall covered in ivy. We're gonna head back this way and see if we can find a door Otherwise we'll have to climb through the window, which is no big deal. Window looks more accessible than the door. May just go in the window.
So we circled around seeing if we could find an easy access point.
Bingo.
Littered everywhere are the remains of the roof, and nature has worked its way in every crevice.
Yeah, nails and snakes.
You really have to be careful in a place like this because, as you can see, it's vastly overgrown, and it's a great place for snakes, and with all this lumber around, tons of opportunities to step on large rusty nails. Oh, and the mosquitoes were terrible.
Like, I think it was stable. It was stables. Look, a central walkway, just like in stables, and then the horses would be over there and over here. I mean, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty cool.
Not being able to use the central walkway, we had to skirt over to the edge and walk along the wall. When I first saw this place, it looked like just a small building in the woods. The rest is so thoroughly covered up by overgrowth, never knew until we got in here just how vast this place was.
This place is huge. There's whole other part I see out the window over there.
Out front I saw plants that are indicative of well-manicured lawns. In here, it's just the Amazon jungle. It's a vast difference. The deeper I walk into this place, the more I want to shoot some post-apocalyptic movie in here.
I don't think nobody been here for a long time.
The graffiti on the wall says otherwise. Check this out.
Oh, right.
Picturesque. And here's an example of why you should not try this at home.
Sidestep Adventure PSA. Now, you may have heard us warn you a couple times, not to try what we do at home. Well, this is one of the reasons why. If you're not careful or experienced doing this sort of stuff and you just hop out into the woods, you're liable to get one of these up in your feet. Let's take a little look at this nail right quick. Look at that. Now just imagine putting 180 pounds of pressure down on that. That's not a good day for you to be having. So
It's not only tetanus, it's a really big nail.
yes, it is. Yes, it is. So we're going to be careful and don't try this at home, folks.
And y'all, I'm actually wearing boots this time.
And that is my wisdom for today.
Oh yeah, parts of the roof everywhere. In fact, that's half of what's cluttering the place is the roof.
So I guess this area was fenced in, so maybe
Yeah.
because I think this was a building. Duh, of course.
Really?
So I think that this was for human occupation. Right here, whereas that's the stables back there. That's pretty obviously stables. It's wide open. Hey, we could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I think that this was more for human occupation. I don't think necessarily a house, but
No, probably offices and probably where they kept like supplies.
it's got a big garage door right here, which is pretty interesting.
Judging by the existing framework of the roof, it had a tin roof. We did not see the remains of shingles on the ground. We heard from someone that a tornado tore through this place, which would explain why there's no tin
I
present.
don't think this place is it's definitely old, but it's made out of red brick and it looks like fairly modern red brick.
It is more modern, but
Really gotta watch your step.
This goes way back.
that doorway we just walked through.
Notice how far apart the roof slats are, not close enough for shingles. It really is an artistic masterpiece in its decay. And the artwork in here is really good.
So that's another thing, y'all, watching. Whenever you go into a place, you got to be careful because there's not only potential snakes, mosquitoes, and all that sort of thing. There's also the potential of two-legged people that are not friendly.
Which is why I usually travel around and exercise my Second Amendment rights.
Right.
Concealed carry. This used to be a sliding door
It did.
right here.
Look at this place. Door after door after door. The steel rubbies. Hey, look at that vent up there.
Oh, that's cool. Some kind of fresh air vent. So this place, you know, it was definitely agricultural, you know, even in here.
You can see bits of the roof.
It's fascinating trying to piece together what something used to be in a place like this, trying to imagine how it looked back in the old days.
Now, in my day, when I was a kid, this was fun times. This sort of place is a place you would come, you know, hang out. You would come and, you know, explore, that sort of thing. In this day and age, where everything has gotten so civilized, it's this is dangerous for, you know, people that don't get out much. So if you don't get out much, don't do this.
There's like
Little bits of concrete and brick everywhere.
don't let me forget, I need to go back in there and shoot some more of that.
And now we must leave this old stable and go to the next thing. See you next time.
We hope you've enjoyed another great episode of Sidestep Adventures. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe our video, and in turn, we'll keep bringing you new adventures. We'll see you next time.
Don't try this at home.
Unless you got permission.